Hi, my name is Josh Stokes. I've lived in Southwest Virginia my entire life. I've visited other places around the world, around the country, and there's just something about Southwest Virginia that is unique and special. Unfortunately, I can't quite put into words what makes it so special. So I'm going to show you. We're going to visit various businesses, events, and talk to the people who make this such a wonderful place to live. So join me on the community show. I can't wait to see you there. We're here with Rachel Theo Morelli, and she is with Plenty. Well, the obvious question, what is Plenty?
Well, Plenty is a nonprofit organization that serves Floyd County, and our mission is to nurture community and preserve Floyd County traditions by encouraging neighbors to grow and share food, while enlivening the broader conversation about sustainable food practices. We have a lot of programs. We run a food pantry 3 days a week. We also have a home delivery program for people who can't get to our facility. And then we also have summertime programs for kids targeted to teaching about growing food and eating healthfully. And we have community meals. So we do a lot of different things in support of our mission.
So when you're talking about growing food, obviously we have a greenhouse behind us. So what do we have growing in this greenhouse?
In this greenhouse right now, it's tomatoes, basil, chard, peppers, and we're getting ready to plant kale for the cool weather season. It's a high tunnel, and it's unheated, but it's wonderful for season extension. So we can grow things throughout the winter. So that's a wonderful thing because we operate all year long.
So you were talking about some of the programs of healthy eating with kids and getting involved with that. Where do those programs take place? Is it with the local schools, or how do you get the kids involved?
That's a great question. So that program is called Garden Rangers, and we have it here at our farm, and we do lots of different things to involve folks. I mean, we would love everyone to come, but we always invite our families who are visiting the pantry first of all, and we reach out to our other partners in the community to make it available to people who might not have a chance to do like a camp program. But then we also connected with the schools and advertised at the schools and then on social media so that we could reach as many people as possible.
And with the food pantry, a lot of what they're growing and creating, and that goes toward the other missions Plenty has, correct?
All of the food that grows on the farm goes into our programs. So we use it for our food pantry and our home delivery program. We also use it for our meals. All of our community meals are open to everybody, regardless of a need for food. It's really an opportunity for people to connect and be together, and we think that that's really important, and we always make our meals from what's really abundant, so like what we have tons of, and so that's always something local. But all the food that grows on our farm here goes into our food pantry, our home delivery program, community meals, or garden rangers into our programming.
Now, with abundant food, I hope you're not talking about like kudzu.
We've never eaten kudzu. We've never offered kudzu before.
It's abundant.
It's abundant. That's true. That's true. But like today, our community meal, we're having ratatouille, which is a wonderful summer sauté, and it has eggplant, tomatoes, peppers, summer squash, and all of those are just hugely abundant right now.
So with the community meals, you said everybody's able to come. How do people find out when they're occurring?
That's a great question. We always make a post on social media. We also put it on our Floyd tourism calendar so that people can look there. We're trying to get into a monthly rhythm. The pandemic messed it up a little bit, but we're trying to get back into a monthly rhythm. So the next one is September 27th at 5:30. So everybody's invited.
So remember that, September 27th, mark your calendars, come eat some delicious food. Speaking of delicious food, the sauteed apple crisp, where did those come from? Because I have to thank somebody.
Okay. Those actually came in today. They are a heritage variety apple called Yankee Sweet. And they grow here in Floyd County and on Bent Mountain and a little bit down the mountain. So they're very special. So, yes. And Ms. Diane brought those in.
If someone wanted to get involved in volunteering and cooking, you said the home deliveries, everything like that.
Oh, yes.
How do they go? Who do they reach out to get to be a part of that and be put on the schedules?
Yes, thank you so much for asking that question. We always need help with food collections, with cooking, with delivering food. It's all really important. Plenty could not do the work that we do without our community. So if you would, you can just give us a call here at Plenty, or you can contact me. My name is Rachel Theo Morelli, and you can reach me at plentyad@swva.net. And also just want to also say we couldn't do the work of Plenty without our local farms and our local businesses and all of the donors. This is a community effort. Plenty would be impossible without our community support. So we just want to express deep gratitude to our community.
Are there any special donors that you want to give a shout out to? Maybe someone who's been helping out a lot lately.
Um, there are just so many. There are just so many. There are so many local farms. There are so many local businesses who have done, and let me say, if you have a garden and you have extra produce, we would love to receive that. But we have lots of farms that have been donating to us. Also businesses that have been doing fundraisers and food drives. So all of those things are really so important for us.
So the list has been edited for time, right?
I would feel so sad if I forgot someone's name. Everyone is so important.
So if you've donated, you know who you are. Is there anything else that you would like our viewers to know about Plenty and the mission that you're continuing on and you've started and how it goes in the future?
Well, I do want people to know that recently, with the way prices have been going, it's we've seen a lot of increased demand. So it is real. Just want to say we've been able to meet that demand with all of the support in the community, and we're grateful for that. And again, we always need volunteers, so that's really important.
So if someone wanted to just grow a garden in their own yard to donate to Plenty,
Yes.
do y'all have resources to help them kind of get started and know what to do?
We have seeds and we have planting calendars, and we have lots of expertise. We have Mark, our farmer, and other growers here who are experienced and would be happy to. We also have a demonstration garden that's here that the New River Valley Master Gardeners plant and take care of for us. It's also where we do our Garden Rangers program, and so they're here helping too. And they come periodically to our pantry and give that information. So yes, there's lots of resources.
So a ton of educational resources, a ton of resources to help contribute back to the community, keep Floyd sustainable. So thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank
This
you,
is
Josh.
this has been a pleasure, and the food was delicious. Y'all missed out, but come in September.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. So I am here with Tom Schaefer with Plenty. He is a board director or a board member, a cook, and a spreadsheet guru. So tell me a little bit about the process of getting the food from start to finish to where someone's ready to eat it on the plate.
Okay. Well, all the food we serve is fresh and local. We grow a lot of it right here at Plenty. We have the farmland over here you can see. We also have local farmers and gardeners contribute food, and we pick up food twice a day from Food Line, excess food, and bring that in as well. So the food is stored. We have refrigerators and freezers inside, and it's distributed throughout the week to people in need. And for this type of event, we have the cooks come in to prepare a meal. So, for example, we had 5 of us today to prepare this meal. We came in at about 1 o'clock and started on it. And it was mainly just a lot of chopping of vegetables and layering it up in pans and cooking it. You know, every time we do these events, these community dinners or community lunches, it's a different meal. So it's always fun. We'll get together and decide on the recipe based upon what vegetables we have at hand, what's in excess, put together a recipe, and we all come in and cook it.
And with a lot of these vegetables, you know, you're not. I overheard you earlier eating. You're not using a food processor or anything like that. You hand chopped all the vegetables for the meal today.
Yeah, I mean, we will use a food processor if we have to, but I mean, for the most part, we just have, like I said, 5 of us there chopping away, preparing everything, and usually it's hand chopped.
And it's not just the cooks that are volunteering. There's a ton of volunteers. I believe they said 60 volunteers. Is that
60 a week, yeah, coming in. It runs on volunteers. We have very few actual paid employees. I think we only have 4, maybe 5 now. But yeah, it runs on volunteers.
so? Members of the community, that's something that is crucial, is to have members of the community coming in volunteering. How do most people get involved with Plenty?
Usually they'll stop in and ask what they can do to volunteer. We have a website as well. But yeah, they'll hear about us. I think we're the largest food bank in the area. And so they'll stop in and say, how can we help? And we train people and assign them, or they can choose what they want to do. There's no pressure at all.
When it's my understanding, you primarily volunteer your time with the farming and the garden, farming and the cooking.
Well, I pick up food from Food Line and deliver that. And beyond that, yeah, it's mostly cooking. Cooking for these type of events. We also host 2 bicycle tours a year. We have one coming up in October. And for that, we cook chili. The one we did in April, we cooked, I think it was 32 gallons of chili. Enough for 500 servings. Yeah. And that's a fundraiser for us.
So with the fundraisers and the cooking, how do people get involved in getting, like, how would people know when a fundraiser like the chili is happening?
It's in the paper, and we also put flyers out in restaurants and stores around town.
Is there a particular meal that you like to cook? Like that your
Yeah.
favorite thing to cook?
I'm
What is
kind
your
of Mr.
favorite?
Chili. I'm the one who basically does the chili. I mean, we have a lot of helpers, you know, doing all the chopping, but that's the one that I have spreadsheets all set up on. You give me the number of people, I plug it in, it spits out the recipes and it spits out the shopping list and everything else I need. And that's the fun one, because we'll have as many as 10 5-gallon pots lined up on the burners, stirring.
So you take a more scientific approach to the preparation of the chili.
Yeah, if you're gonna cook for 500, you kind of have to. You can't wing it, you know.
There's a lot of cooks. I was talking to Amanda, and she was saying that's not how she cooks. She does just a little bit of dash of here, dash of this.
Well, there's a bit of that. There's a bit of that. But when it comes to chili, we like it to be consistent. So the recipes are all laid out. But like on today's meal, yeah, there was a dash of this. That looks about right. Yeah. Should we throw a little bit more of this in? Sure.
Well, ever how it was done today, that's been my first experience with the cooking, and it was delicious. So I gotta ask, is that the norm?
That dish, or the fact that you enjoyed it?
The fact that it was delicious.
Yes. Yeah, we get compliments all the time. Yeah. But the cooks are really good. I mean, they're very experienced, and they have great creative recipes.
Well, it sounds like y'all do a lot of good work, and thank y'all so much for everything you're doing for the community. Thank you for helping us sustain Floyd and helping us, keep this community solidified together.
Well, it's a group effort. There's a lot of people involved in operating Plenty, and we all enjoy it.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we're here with Nancy Tome with Plenty. You are the
Executive Director.
executive director. So how did Plenty get started? What was just the initial spark that started this?
The idea came about actually when our founder, Karen Day, was having lunch with one of her friends at Seven Springs Farm here in Floyd. And as they were sitting and enjoying their lunch in that beautiful setting, she happened to look over and notice quite a bit of green plant material, vegetation produce on their compost pile. And so she was asking, What is all that? What's happening over there?" And they explained to her that these were produce items that they weren't able to sell. And so being sustainably farmed outfit that they are, they composted it. And we're going to plan on using it in the future. And so she got the idea at that time to really find a way to capture that food resource and get it to people who need it, who didn't have access or the ability to gather those fresh produce items for their own families. And that's how Portable Produce was born, which was one of the first programs that was offered plenty. And they got themselves a pickup truck and made deliveries around the county to folks who signed up for the service to get portable produce. And that's the seed of plenty as we know it today.
It's a lot of work.
Hmm.
And my understanding is, here lately, demand has been higher, especially with the portable produce. You have demand. You're going to need more volunteers for that. So what has it been like with the increased demand?
So we started noticing at the beginning of this year, 2022, that um, we track of basically a 4-year history of month by month um, pantry traffic through all of our programs. And what we started noticing was that the 2022 was defying the last 3 years' trends. And June and July, we actually hit a new high, a new record, which was 26% above the peak pandemic of April 2020. So we definitely recognized, and through just interactions with our patrons, trying to understand, what was happening, we understood that inflation and just gas prices and other circumstances um, really just made it much more challenging for them to gather all the resources to care for their families. So we did see a big jump in traffic, and actually it has not yet peaked. So
So with the demand
mhm,
going through the roof,
mhm.
well, I don't know if through the roof, but with the demand
It's
increasing,
a record. It's an all-time record for us. Yes. Mhm.
with that increasing, I'm sure there's a lot of growth opportunities for Plenty to
Mhm.
to serve the county of Floyd, to keep those sustainable practices and
Mhm.
um, keep serving the community. So what are the future plans for Plenty?
So as you see, we're in our high tunnel here right now. This is our only high tunnel, and this is really valuable to us. As something I learned when I moved to Floyd from Maryland. In order to really grow a lot of tomatoes and get that production, you need to do some special things. The climate, being so cool at night, so soon into the fall, and so late into the spring, without this type of environment, it's difficult to produce at the level that we need to meet the need. A core part of our mission, of course, is to help improve the health of the community through our programs. And we do a biannual patron survey to help us understand what are some of the challenges that our patrons are having um, around getting access to food, and also the right kinds of foods to help them um, maintain and improve their health. So it's important for us to be able to offer year-round healthy options as part of our pantry services, whether they're coming in person or we're out delivering to them. And then what we also do is help them understand how they can prepare these foods. So we take these foods and we we provide recipes, we provide nutritional information, what we call nutritional nudges. And we've developed a lot of this material through our partnerships with Virginia Tech and other outfits around Floyd, like Healthy Floyd. Um, and what that does is it helps people be able to understand if they're having some experiences um, where their health is being impacted, which we know from our 2020 survey that 73% of the folks who responded to the survey are experiencing diet related illness. And in talking with them, we did understand that the programs at Plenty really do help improve the situation if we can engage with them and help inform them about, what we offer, that these are tools that they can use and tips that they can use, and they do make a difference. One of our patrons shared that, when she retired, she started coming to Plenty, and because her and her husband had, um, you know, gotten their retirement home, and they were busy getting themselves situated for a comfortable retirement, but found that the high cost of things was impacting their ability to have access to. Um, the food resources that they need. And her doctor had told her that she had developed high cholesterol and diabetes, and suggested that she come to Plenty and take advantage of the fresh produce that we offer. And after a year of coming to Plenty, her cholesterol had gone way down. And even though they continued to eat some processed foods out of necessity, the primary change was adding more produce to her diet that she was getting here at Plenty. So we want to be able to offer that to everyone and give everyone that opportunity, because we understand that our patrons reported a slightly higher rate of diet-related incidents in the county itself, but it's still fairly high, up in the 60 percentage, 60 to 70% folks who do experience diet-related illness.
So, final thing is there anything you want the viewers to know about Plenty to, whether it's getting involved or, just the mission statement? What is something final you want to tell our viewers?
The thing that for me, when I came to Plenty as the director and was able to see the all of the work that goes into the services that we provide, a couple of things struck me. One of those was that 40% of food that is grown in the United States is actually wasted in some form or fashion. So um, it's important to capture those food resources and get them where they need to go, which is what really a primary source for us of the food that we take in each week. And also about that is the food recovery process, while it has some structure around it, really exists outside of the normal food system itself. And when you think about um, the special steps that grocery stores have to take, farmers have to take to divert that. If you remember the founding story about how it was on the compost pile, that is the easy thing to do. Or the grocery stores can simply toss it into the dumpster. Um, that's the easy existing structure around our food system. And to divert that food requires extra steps. And it's a very high labor process. If you think about now, employees of the store or the farm, now they have to take these extra steps to capture that. Um, Once they do that, they have to have a place to put it till we can either get it or they can get it to us. Once they get it to us, or we go get it, then it has to be processed. And then we have to have a place to store it. And then it needs to be organized and packaged for distribution. It's a very high touch, labor intensive process. And so what we're really focused on is taking advantage of that resource. So it also brings stability around that process, because at any point, if we don't have someone to go pick up the food or process it, that resources lost. And so in order to do that, we have to have either staff or a volunteer force or a way to go and get it. And if a volunteer goes and gets it and they have a little tiny vehicle, which a lot of people do these days because it makes sense, they can't pick up 1,000 pounds of food. So now we find ourselves in a situation where we need to have a greater capacity vehicle wise. So we're focused on getting a new van, adding to the van that we have that was generously donated by citizens and is serving us very, very well. But with the volume that we're doing right now, we need to increase that. Every little bit helps, whether you can come and volunteer for a couple hours, whether you can do a weekly pickup at the Food Lion where we do food recovery, the largest source of our food resources, or if you can, some folks do data input for us. Others, they just say, you know what, I believe in your mission. I would like to send you a monthly, check or a monthly amount of money, or they participate in our year campaign. Um, Businesses. Will do fundraisers for us, and all of that, people coming together, chipping in what they can, really makes it possible for us to deliver on our mission.
Thank you so much, Nancy, for
Hmm.
taking the time
Oh, yes, yeah, I appreciate
to
it.
speak with us, and hopefully we'll see a lot more of what Plenty has to offer.
Yes, come back anytime. We love talking about what we do here.
Thank you.